Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. Sri Guru Samhita, the legend of the Supreme Guru, original in Marathi as Sri Guru Charitra by Sri Gangadhara Saraswati, composed in Sanskrit by His Holiness Sri 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 Vasudevananda Saraswati, also called as Tembe Maharaj. Chapter 6. The emergence of the Mahabaleshwara Linga at Gokarna. Salutations to Lord Ganapati. Salutations to Lord Dattatreya. 1. Namadharaka said to Guru Siddha, O Master, you are the light that vanquishes the darkness of ignorance. You have described to me in detail the emergence of Guru Pitha, that is, the lineage or the seat of the Guru ancestry. 2. Now please tell me, why does Lord Dattatreya, who is the very essence of the Trinity, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, incarnate on earth and roam around the world, tell me in particular why the Lord Sripada settled in Gokarna. 3. There are so many holy and sacred pilgrimage sites on this earth. Leaving all the other sites, why did Sripada Srivallabha settle in Gokarna? 4. Pleased on hearing his disciples' words, Guru Siddha said, O good man, you have asked an excellent question. I am very pleased with you. 5. Then Namadharaka said, O Master, if you are indeed happy with me, then please narrate in detail the stories of the divine pastimes of the Lord. Then he held on firmly to Guru Siddha's feet and saluted him. 6. Heeding Namadharaka's request, Guru Siddha happily said, O Namadharaka, the Guru Charitra is indeed very mesmerizing. Listen to my words. 7. I am very thrilled to describe it to you. I shall also benefit from telling the stories to you. The divine legends of the Supreme Guru are inspiring me as well. 8. Why did Lord Sripada Srivallabha roam on the earth like a nomad, in spite of being the very essence of the Trinity, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva? Why did he settle down in Gokarna of all places? I will tell you the answer to these questions. Listen carefully. 9. Lord Dattatreya is himself the very source and destination of all pilgrimages, and the very form of all pilgrimages. In spite of it, he had to roam on the earth in order to guide his devotees and deliver them from this illusory world unto eternal emancipation. 10. In each and every one of the holy pilgrimage sites, he made people realize that he was indeed the very manifestation of Shankara, another name for Lord Shiva. He settled down in Gokarna because Gokarna is the holiest place on this earth. 11. There is no other place on earth comparable to Gokarna. I shall describe to you the legend and the greatness of Gokarna. O Namadharaka, pay attention and listen carefully. 12. Many ardent devotees have obtained several boons from the Supreme Lord in this auspicious and great pilgrim center named Gokarna. It is a pilgrimage site beyond comparison. The great Lord Shiva himself dwells in this place. 13. The Linga at Gokarna is known by the name of Mahabaleshwara. It is a Swayambhu, that is self-emergent Linga, and represents Lord Shiva himself. Lord Ganapati installed that Shivalinga there in Gokarna at the behest of Lord Vishnu. Note, Lord Shiva is always worshipped in the form of a Linga, that is phallus, a stone, marble or crystal column which rises out of a yoni, that is representing the female genital organ. Hearing these words, 14th, hearing these words from Guru Siddha, Namadharaka asked his Guru again, how did it come to be that Lord Ganapati installed the Shivalinga at the command of Lord Vishnu? Please tell me. 15. Guru Siddha said, O good man, listen. I am going to describe the story to you in detail. The legend of Mahabaleshwara is one that fulfills all the desires and wishes of all people. 16. Once upon a time, there was a Brahmin by the name of Paulashtya Vrisharvasu, who was the son of Pulashtya. He had a wife by the name of Kaikasa. She was an ardent devotee of Lord Shiva and was always immersed in the contemplation and worship of Lord Shiva. 17. Every day, the lady Kaikasa would not eat until she had completed the worship of the Shivalinga. This being the case, one day she was not able to find a Shivalinga for worship. 18. Since she did not want to break her protocol of ritual duties, she created a linga out of mud and started to worship that linga with great devotion and steadfast mind in accordance with the procedures described in the sacred scriptures. 19. At that time, her son Ravana came to her. This 10-headed Ravana was an extremely cruel Rakshasa demon who had oppressed all the three worlds into submitting before him. Note, Ravana is a central villainous figure in the great epic Ramayana. He ruled from the city of Lanka, that is modern Sri Lanka. King Ravana of Lanka was very arrogant and proud of his own strength, abilities, and boons that he had received from Lord Brahma. He turned to performing misdeeds and harassing Brahmins and other people. Lord Vishnu incarnate as Lord Rama on earth and vanquished Ravana. This detailed story appears in the great epic Ramayana. 20. Ravana saw his mother, who was engrossed in the worship of Shivalinga, and saluted her. He asked, "O mother, what is this? What are you doing? Please tell me everything in detail." 21. O mother, everyone in the three worlds knows that you are my mother. All the 8 siddhis are in my control. When this is the case, how is that you are worshipping a Shivalinga made of mud? This is most unfortunate. 22. Anyways, what is the use of such worship? What will you get out of such worship? To that, the lady Kaikasa said, "Son, from this worship I will attain Kailasha, the eternal abode of Lord Shiva." Note, Mount Kailasa is a snow-clad peak in the Himalayas standing at over 22,000 feet above sea level. It also represents the abode of Lord Shiva and his consort Parvati. In essence, it represents Lord Shiva himself. 23. Ravana said to his mother, "This is a complete waste. You are expending so much effort on this routine. In an instant, I shall bring the entire Mount Kailasa here to you. You just watch." 24. I shall bring to this great city of Lanka and give you the very Mount Kailasa along with the essence of Lord Shiva, the consort of Uma, another name for Parvati. My word shall never go false. 25 and 26. Then you can constantly worship the very Lord Shiva to your heart's content. Why are you bothering with this mudlinga? Saying thus, the demon Ravana travelled at the speed of thought and reached the silvery, glistening mountain of Kailasha. There he tried to uproot the very Mount Kailasa using his 20 hands. Note, Ravana had 10 heads and 20 arms. In essence, he had the physical and mental strength of 10 men at the same time. 27. The extremely strong Ravana started to shake Mount Kailasa. He used his 10 heads as support for the mountain peaks in different directions and tried valiantly to lift the mountain. 28. He supported his 20 hands on his thighs for leverage and tried to lift the divine mountain with his head. The 7 worlds below the earth, that is nether regions, including Patala Loka, started to tremble. 29. The great serpent Adishesha became surprised at these movements. Even the great tortoise Kurma was puzzled as to what was going on. All the gods were frightened. Amravati, the city of gods, began to shudder. Note 1. The great serpent Adishesha is a celebrated 1,000-headed serpent regarded as the emblem of eternity. Hence, he is also called Ananta, the infinite or eternal one. Adishesha is believed to support all the 14 lokas, worlds, on his 1,000 heads. He also serves as the couch for Lord Vishnu to sleep on as well as a canopy to provide shelter to the Lord. 2. The tortoise Kurma is the second incarnation of Lord Vishnu, undertaken to support Mount Mandhara during the churning of Kshirasagara, that is the ocean of milk. 30. Then the seven upper regions began to tremble. The earth shuddered along with all its mountains and forests. The divine Mount Meru began to wobble. Everyone in all the worlds thought that Pralaya, the colossal deluge, had begun. 31. The Shivaganas, who are the residents of Mount Kailasa, were extremely terrified at the happenings. Goddess Parvati, who was the daughter of the Himalayan mountain, was frightened as well, and she sought refuge with Lord Shankara, that is another name for Lord Shiva. Note, the Shivaganas are the demigods who serve as attendants to Lord Shiva. They reside on Mount Kailasha along with the Lord and his family. 32. Goddess Parvati hugged her husband Lord Shiva and said to him, O Lord, is this Kailasa going to fall down? What kind of a calamity is this suddenly happening? Your whole court is shaking violently along with all the other houses around here. 33. We are under attack from all sides. Where is our safety and security now? You have to do something about this and provide relief to your followers. Saying thus, she held on to his feet and saluted him. 34. Then Lord Shiva said, O Girija, another name for Goddess Parvati, these are the games of my dear devotee Ravana. My dear, please do not worry about this at all. 35. Hearing these words from the Lord, Goddess Parvati said to him, O Lord Shulapani, that is the holder of the trident, please protect the gods and all your followers first. Note, Lord Shiva holds the Shula or Pinaka trident in his pani, that is hand, and therefore is referred to as Shulapani and Pinakapani. On hearing these words from Goddess Parvati, the all-benevolent Lord Shiva, who always wishes happiness and prosperity to all his creatures, pressed the Mount Kailasha slightly with his left hand. In the process, Ravana got trapped under the divine mountain. 37. Ravana became extremely agitated and dumbfounded, and could not think for a while. Not being able to withstand the pain and suffering from the mountain being on top of him, Ravana called out in pain to Lord Shiva, O Shiva, where are you? Please rescue me. Lord, you are the protector of the people who seek refuge in you. 38. O Pinakapani, please protect me. O preeminent Lord, who protects all the worlds, I am begging refuge in you. Lord, will you trample me to death here? 39. On hearing these pitiful cries from Ravana, the all-compassionate Lord Shiva showed mercy on him. Out of affection for his devotee, he rescued the struggling Ravana from under the mountain. 40. After being freed from his distress, the Lord of Lanka, Ravana, began to grovel at the feet of Lord Shiva. He began to praise the Lord with his songs filled with unsurpassed devotion. He began to sing to the Lord several melodious songs that were full of harmony, tenderness, and devotion. 41. Lord Shiva was very pleased with Ravana's devotion and harmonious tunes. Appearing in his true original form, he granted his divine darshan, that is vision, to Ravana. 42. Lord Shiva appeared as Trinetra, the three-eyed Lord, and as Panchamukha, the five-faced Lord, in front of Ravana. His face showed extreme happiness as he granted darshan to Ravana. The Lord said to Ravana, I am very pleased with your devotion. Ask me any boon that you wish. Note 1. Lord Shiva bears three eyes, with the third eye in the middle of his forehead. Therefore, he is also called Palaksha. The three eyes are thought to denote the Lord's view of the three divisions of time, past, present, and future. Lord Shiva is also known as Kala, the Lord of time. 3. Lord Shiva also bears 5 faces, namely Sadyujata, Vamadeva, Aghora, Tatpurusha, and Ishana. 43. Then Ravana said to Lord Shiva, O Lord, what else can I ask of you? Goddess Lakshmi resides in my palace as a maid, meaning that Ravana is extremely wealthy. O Lord Sadashiva, I have all the 8 forms of prosperity at my disposal. Note, the 8 forms of prosperity include maidservants, male servants and attendants, friends, children, primarily sons, relatives, money, and other wealth, all forms of grains and vehicles. Another reference to the 8 forms of prosperity include kingdom, abundance of wealth, army, elephants, horses, royal parasol, royal fan, and a royal planquet. 44. The four-faced Lord Brahma works as my priest and astrologer and is always in my control. All 33 crores of gods are my servants. Note 1. There are 33 crores of gods in the Hindu mythology. 2. A crore is equivalent to 10 million or 100 lakhs. 45. Lord Agni, the god of fire, has been appointed in my palace to wash my clothes. Lord Yama, the god of death, cannot kill anyone without my permission. 46. The great Gokarna is my brother. My son Indrajit has established victory over Lord Indra, the king of gods. My city is Lanka and it is situated in the middle of the ocean. No one can ever enter that city of mine. Kamadhenu, the all wish-fulfilling celestial cow, is right in my palace itself. 47. My lifespan is 1000 crore years. Who else is comparable to me? O Lord Ishvara, you are cognizant of all these facts. I have come here to take this entire Mount Kailasa to Lanka. That is why I am trying so hard here to lift the mountain. 48. This entire exercise is for the sake of my mother, who is performing a ritual where she prays to you daily and is engrossed in your worship, O benevolent one, O most generous of all donors, O Lord Shankara, please have mercy on me and fulfill this request of mine, your humble devotee. 49. Lord Shiva said to Ravana, O Ravana, what is the use in taking this inanimate Mount Kailasa? I am so pleased and impressed by your melodious and harmonious songs that I am ready to grant you the unattainable Atmalinga. Note, the Atmalinga represents the very spirit of Lord Shiva in the form of crystalline linga, that is phallus. 50. By the worship of this divine Atmalinga, which represents my own life itself, all the desires of your mind will be fulfilled. There is no doubt in this statement. 51. Worship this Atmalinga 3 times every day with the Rudrabhisheka mantra. Then chant the holy Sadakshara, that is 6-syllable Shiva mantra 108 times. Note 1. The worship of Atmalinga has to be performed 3 times daily, at dawn, at noon, and at dusk. 2. The Rudrabhisheka mantra, that is hymns comprise of the Rudra and the Chamaka hymns, which extol Lord Shiva using his divine names. 3. The holy Sadakshara 6-syllable Shiva mantra hymn is Om Namah Shivaya. Salutations to you, O Lord Shiva. People normally chant this mantra 108 times. 52. You have to worship this Atmalinga continuously for 3 years. Then you will achieve the fulfillment of all your desires and wishes. O Ravana, by doing this kind of worship you will attain my very form. 53. How can death ever come close to anyone who has the Atmalinga with him? All afflictions and sufferings will be destroyed by the very darshan of this Atmalinga. 54. There is one restriction though. You should not place this Atmalinga on the ground until you reach Lanka. After reaching Lanka, if you worship this Atmalinga for 3 years continuously, you will become me. You will become Lord Shiva, and your city will become Kailasa. 55. Seeing thus, Lord Shiva, who is bright and white colored like camphor, gave Ravana his Atmalinga. Then Ravana humbly prostrated himself before Lord Shiva, obtained permission, and proceeded quickly back towards his city Lanka. 56. Meanwhile, the divine sage Narada, who is cognizant of the past, the present, and the future, immediately realized what was happening. Deciding that this was not a good or appropriate sign, he rushed to the palace of Lord Indra, the king of gods. 57. He addressed Lord Indra thus: O Lord Indra, you are sitting comfortably here. What can I say? Your immortality and all your wealth has been stolen by Ravana today. 58. The Lord of Lanka, Ravana, has become immortal today. He has managed to obtain the Atmalinga from the camphor-like white Lord Shiva. And to top that, Lord Shiva said to Ravana, you shall become comparable to me. 59. If you worship this Atmalinga continuously for 3 years, you will attain my very form. Your city will become the very Kailasa. You will never fear death at all. 60. Thus obtaining these boons from Lord Shiva, Ravana was very pleased, and he is now on his return journey home. When this is the cause, then how and when will the gods who are in Ravana's custody ever obtain freedom? 61. You and the other gods will have to remain in Ravana's servitude for eternity. The Apsaras, that is, divine damsels such as Ramba and Urvashi, will have to remain as Ravana's servants forever. Note: the Apsara, divine damsel of nymphs, adore the court of Lord Indra, the king of the gods. They are dancers and primarily entertain the gods. There are 6 principal Apsaras: Rambha, Urvashi, Menaka, Tilothama, Sukeshi, and Grutachi. 62. Upon hearing the divine sage Narada's word, Lord Indra trembled along with the other gods. He then saluted the sage and said to him, O Lord, what is our fate then? What should we do now? 63. Sage Narada said, O Lord Indra, seek refuge in Lord Brahma immediately. He is the Lord who creates the entire universe. He is the omniscient. He will find a suitable solution for us. 64. The Lord Indra went immediately with sage Narada to the abode of Lord Brahma and narrated all the happenings to him. 65. Lord Brahma instructed Indra to immediately leave for Vaikuntha, the abode of Lord Vishnu. He said that Lord Vishnu, the enemy of the demons, would find a way out of this situation. 66. Then Lord Indra along with Lord Brahma and sage Narada went to Vaikuntha, where they met with Lord Narayana and narrated the complete incident to him. 67. Lord Brahma said, O Lord Vishnu, please find a solution to this aggravated situation as soon as possible. If not, you will also be subject to severe hardship and distress. This is certain. 68. All the 33 crores of gods will soon be imprisoned by Ravana. You will have to incarnate on earth in the future to rescue all of them. 69. The extremely cruel Ravana has obtained the Atmalinga from Lord Shiva as a boon and has started for his city of Lanka already. He now has no one to stop him. In the future, he will become Lord Shiva himself. 70. Please find a solution to this problem soon. Otherwise, a huge calamity will befall us all in the future. O Lord, O Hari, it is an extremely arduous task to eliminate the cruel Rakshasa, demon. 71. Lord Vishnu became extremely angry upon hearing the words of Lord Brahma, stating that this was a colossal blunder. He instantly proceeded to Kailasa, the abode of Lord Shiva. 72. Lord Vishnu met Lord Shiva in Kailasa and said to him, O Lord, protect me. Why did you give your Atmalinga to that Ravana? Tell me now. 73. That Ravana is an extremely malicious Rakshasa. All the gods have been subjected to becoming his servants. He has put some of them in prison as well. How is their release possible? 74. You are offering boons to a cruel and vindictive person just as one offered milk to a snake. You will see that he will obtain immortality very soon and will also enjoy all the comforts of the heavens. 75. Then Lord Shiva said to Lord Vishnu, I was very much impressed by Ravana's unparalleled devotion. In that process, I forgot everything else. Pleased by his devotion, I have offered him my Atmalinga. 76. Listen to what Ravana did. He cut off one of his heads and made a veena out of it. He played that veena and sang melodious and harmonious songs in my praise. He sang the songs of Samaveda that were extremely pure, harmonious, and enthralling. 77. Even goddess Parvati was so impressed by the songs that she wanted to grant Ravana whatever he asked of her. I was so dazed by all the songs that I forgot everything else and granted Ravana my very own Atmalinga. 78. Then Lord Vishnu said, O consort of Uma, another name for goddess Parvati, you give away unattainable boons, such as this one, so easily. I am put into a fix because of this. Evildoers become stronger and even more malicious by such boons that you grant. 79. Then I have to incarnate on earth to vanquish those evildoers. You see, they are all vindictive demonic forces. It's extremely difficult to battle with them when they have the special powers granted by you. These cruel demons cause extreme hardships and sufferings to all the gods, Brahmins, and other people. 80. Anyways, when did you give Ravana your Atmalinga? Has he reached Lanka as yet or not? Then Lord Shiva said, it might have been only 5 nadis ago that I gave Ravana my Atmalinga. Note, nadi is a slice of time. It is equal to 1/60th of a sidereal day. In effect, a period of 24 minutes. So 5 nadis are equal to 120 minutes or 2 hours. 81. On hearing Lord Shiva's words and noticing that the sun had not yet set across the Indian subcontinent, Lord Vishnu called upon the divine sage Narada and said the following to him. 82. Lord Vishnu said, O divine sage, go immediately at the speed of thought. The evil Ravana is on his way to Lanka with the divine Atmalinga. 83. He still has not reached his capital city of Lanka. Go immediately and create some hurdle and delay in Ravana's path. 84. The sun is about to set. Ravana will definitely stop on his way to offer oblations to the sun at dusk. That should become the primary hurdle in his path. Note, in spite of being a Rakshasa, Ravana was still a Brahmin as he was born to a Brahmin sage. He followed all the ritual duties of a Brahmin without fail, and this included offering arghya, water oblations to the sun 3 times a day, at dawn, noon and dusk. 85. Being thus ordered by Lord Vishnu, the divine sage Narada left the spot and travelled at the speed of thought to where Ravana was. 86. Meanwhile, Lord Vishnu thought to himself that he would call upon Lord Ganapati, the Lord of the obstacles, and inspire him to immediately create a major obstacle in Ravana's path. 87. Deciding thus, Lord Vishnu called upon Ganapati and said to him, O Ganesha, Ravana has ignored you and therefore disrespected you. 88. All the gods salute you and then fulfill their desires and wishes. Whoever in this world disregards you will never be free of impediments. 89. Today, Ravana has disregarded you and has stolen an invaluable treasure from here. He has managed to daze Lord Shiva and has managed to get his Atmalinga by force. 90. Therefore, you have to deceive Ravana somehow and get the Atmalinga back from him. You don the disguise of a young Brahmin boy, that is Vatu, and somehow trick Ravana. 91. At dusk, Ravana will stop on his way to offer ritual oblations to the sun. At that time, you go before him and get ready to trick him. 92. According to Lord Shiva's instructions, Ravana cannot put the Atmalinga down on the ground. He obviously cannot hold the divine Atmalinga in his hand when he goes to relieve himself. Note, people normally go to the toilet and then wash themselves thoroughly before offering oblations to the sun at dusk. One cannot hold the divine Atmalinga or any other symbol of the Supreme Spirit in their hand and pollute it when they go to the bathroom. 93. O Lord Ganapati, you keep wandering around there in the guise of a young boy or a composed student and act in such a way that Ravana will believe in you and develop trust in you. 94. Since it is dusk time and he has to perform his ritual duties, Ravana will entrust you with the divine Atmalinga. There is no doubt in this. Then you take the Atmalinga in your hands and by some means place it on the ground. The Atmalinga will stand firmly right there on the spot. 95. Note that all of this has to be done with extreme care and skill. Ravana is very vindictive and malicious man. You have to establish victory over him only by fighting him with words. You have to think twice and undertake this task. Hearing these words from Lord Vishnu, Lord Ganapati agreed to do the task and requested Lord Vishnu to provide him with enough sweets and other saviors for the road ahead. 96. Lord Ganapati said to Lord Vishnu, O Lord, you have to provide me with enough sweets and saviors. I need the Panchakadya, that is mixture of 5 fruits and nuts, mixed with sesame. I need milk, coconuts, sugarcane, pomegranates, modakas and laddus. All of these sweets should be fried in pure ghee. Note, the above mentioned sweets and savories are all offered to Lord Ganapati on various occasions as they form his favorite food. Lord Ganapati is particularly fond of modaka, a sweet fried dumpling with shredded coconut and sugar jaggery inside, and laddu, a sweet dumpling made from gram flour and powdery sugar. 97. I need lots of chickpeas and parched rice mixed with sugar. Lord Ganapati said, O Lord Vishnu, you have to provide me with all of these eatables. 98. Then Lord Vishnu had all the sweets and savories prepared as per Lord Ganapati's request. Happily munching on the sweets, Lord Ganapati left for his task. 99. In the meanwhile, the divine sage Narada, who travelled at the speed of thought, approached Ravana and asked him with great humility, O Ravana, what is this? Where are you coming from? Tell me. 100. Then Ravana said, O Narada, I had gone to the great Mount Kailasa. With unsurpassed devotion, I worshipped the Supreme Lord Shiva and managed to impress him. 101. Pleased with my devotion, the Supreme Lord granted me his very own Atmalinga and blessed me. He also granted me several other boons which can fulfill all the worldly desires. 102. Then Narada said to Ravana, O Lord of Lanka, fate has finally smiled upon you. You have managed to obtain the divine Atmalinga that wards off even death. 103. I know all about it from the very beginning. Can you please show me the Atmalinga? I will examine it closely and then describe to you in detail the characteristic of the divine Linga. 104. Hearing these words of sage Narada, Ravana got very suspicious. He covered the Atmalinga with his upper cloth and tightly held it in his hand as he showed it to the sage. 105. Seeing that the sage Narada said, O Lord of Lanka, sit down. The legend of this Atmalinga is eternal and infinite. I will tell you about it with great respect, so listen carefully. 106. O Ravana, I know about the origin of the Linga from the very beginning. I am going to narrate the story of the Linga to you. Pay careful attention and listen to me. 107. Once upon a time in the forest there appeared a strange animal that was as wild as the inferno of death. It used to kill and eat other wild animals such as the bison. 108. The Trinity gods Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva themselves came to hunt this animal. The animal was struck by the arrows of all the 3 gods and it died. Then the Trinity gods ate the brains of that animal. 109. That animal had 3 horns. There were 3 lingas at the base of the 3 horns. The Trinity gods took 1 linga each and that became their Atmalinga. There are the 3 Atmalingas present in the world today. 110. O Ravana, I shall describe the greatness of the Atmalinga to you. Pay careful attention to my words. Whoever worships this Atmalinga will, with immense devotion continuously for 3 years, he shall become the very Lord Shiva who grants people all the desires and wishes. 111. Wherever this Atmalinga resides, that place becomes Kailasha. There is no doubt in this statement. The Trinity gods Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva obtained immense supremacy and greatness only because the Atmalinga manifested itself in them. 112. I am going to describe more of the greatness of this Linga. Listen to me. Then Ravana said to the divine sage Narada, I have no time to listen to you now. I have to go to Lanka as soon as possible. 113. Saying thus, Ravana proceeded to leave. Then sage Narada said to Ravana, O good man, this is the time of the sunset and the time for performing ritual oblations. This time is particularly significant for Brahmins who have to perform their ritual duties. 114. O Ravana, you are well versed in all the Vedas and Vedangas. Being such a learned man, how can you just leave now without performing your ritual? When twilight occurs on your journey and you do not perform your rituals, aren't you violating your procedure? 115. Whatever you do, whether you do anything or not, I am now going to stop right here and perform my ritual oblations. Saying this, the divine sage Narada set off towards the nearby ocean. 116. In the meanwhile, the Ravana was proceeding further on his journey towards Lanka. Lord Ganapati appeared before him in the guise of a young Brahmin boy, that is Vatu. He was chopping up samit, that is, dried twigs, right there in front of Ravana. 117. Meanwhile, Ravana was extremely confused as he saw the young boy. He thought to himself, I am supposed to perform the ritual oblations 3 times every day. If I do not perform my ritual oblations now, won't I be violating my protocol? 118. Obviously, I cannot hold the Atma Linga in my hand. And when I go for my rituals, at the same time I cannot place this Linga on the ground. It is almost time for the sunset now. What should I do? 119. I can see this young Brahmin boy here. He is good looking and seems bright and clever. He is wandering around on the shores of the ocean right here. I will go to him and ask him if he can hold the Atma Linga in his hand until I finish my ritual oblations. 120. Since he is a Vatu, young boy, he will not betray my trust. Therefore, I can safely hand over the Atma Linga to him while I quickly finish my rituals. 121. I can complete my oblations and my daily duties without any worries and come back quickly. Thus thinking about the situation, Ravana approached the young boy. 122. Lord Ganapati as the young boy saw the 10-headed Ravana and ran away from him frightened. Ravana realized that the young boy was scared of him, so he assured the boy that he would not harm him and approached him slowly. 123. Ravana spoke softly and kindly to the boy, My child, who are you? Who is your mother? Who is your father? What is your ancestry? Tell me all of this, please. 124. Then the boy said to Ravana, Why do you ask me this question? What is the matter? Do my parents owe you any money from any loans that you have made to them? Tell me that first. 125. Ravana laughed at the boy's question. He held the boy's hand affectionately and said to him, My child, I am asking you these questions out of affection. Tell me, do not be scared. 126. Then the Brahmin boy said to him, My father is a great man. He wears the Rudraksha beads around his neck. His body is covered with ashes and he wears matted locks of hair. Note, Rudraksha literally means the eye of Rudra. Another name for Shiva is a kind of berry of Helicarpus genitrus tree. The berry beads are considered to be very dear to Lord Shiva and considered extremely holy and pure. The Rudraksha beads are used for puja as well as Japamala, that is rosary, by devout Hindus. 127. His name is Shankara. He roams all over the world begging for alms. My mother's name is Uma. She is always immersed in the service of her husband. She is very famous for that. 128. By the way, why are you asking me this question? Do you think that since I am a small boy that I am not courageous? Leave my hand. I have to go now. I feel scared looking at your 10 heads. 129. Hearing all these words, Ravana decided the boy was indeed a Brahmin's son. He said to the boy, O boy, your father is a beggar and a poor man. O unfortunate child, how can you know happiness when this is the case? 130. Look, my city is the fabled Lanka. It is a golden city. Every building in that city is adorned with gems and pearls. You come with me to my city. You can work as a priest in one of the temples there. 131. I will provide you with whatever your heart desires, and whatever you ask for, come with me. You can live there happily without any worries. 132. Then the boy said, I will not come to Lanka. Only man-eating Rakshasas live there. They will eat me, this poor forest-dwelling boy, instantly. 133. Therefore I will not come to your Lanka at all. Let go of my hand. I will leave now. My hunger has not been appeased just by eating a few chickpeas. I am still very hungry. I have to go home now. Ravana appeased the boy. 134. Ravana appeased the boy with kind words and then said to him, O child, O brahmachari, please hold this divine linga for me while I quickly perform my ritual oblations. 135. The boy said, "Oh, mister, this linga seems very heavy to me. I cannot hold it in my hands. I am still a small child. Do not trouble me." 136. I am a simple boy. I definitely cannot hold this inanimate heavy linga in my hands. Leave my hand. I have to go home now. You'll obtain some good luck if you kindly let go of my hand. 137. In spite of all that, the boy said to him, Ravana requested the boy and gave the linga into his hands. He rushed to the ocean and began performing his ritual oblations. 138. The boy Ganapati said to Ravana, "I will hold on to this linga as long as I can bear it. This is certain." 139. If you do not come quickly, I will call your name 3 times. If you still do not come by that time, I will keep this linga down right here. Do not doubt my words. 140. Saying thus, the boy accepted the linga from Ravana's hand. All the gods in the heavens stood in the respective chariots waiting curiously to see what would happen. 141. Meanwhile, Ravana was still offering his first arghya oblation to the sun, when Ganesha called him saying, "O good man, O Ravana, come quickly, I cannot bear the weight of this linga." 142. Ravana was still chanting the hymns according to the procedure while offering his oblations, but he gestured with his hands to the boy, "Wait for a few moments, I am coming shortly." 143. Then the boy Ganesha kept quiet for some time, and then again he called out 3 times to Ravana, "I cannot bear the weight of this linga any longer, come quickly." 144. Even though the boy called out for 3 times, the 10-headed Ravana did not come. Then the boy Ganesha said, "O gods, who are standing there in the skies, you are all my witness." 145. Saying thus, he contemplated on Lord Vishnu in his mind and placed the divine Atmalinga on the ground. The gods were all very pleased, and they immediately showered flower petals on the boy as well as on the Atmalinga. 146. Meanwhile, Ravana finished his 3 oblations to the sun and rushed back. He saw that the boy had placed the linga on the ground and became furious. Unable to control his anger, he started to scold the boy. 147. He said, "You betrayed my trust. You deceived me. You are an arrogant game-playing rascal. You are the worst swindler of all. But that is Brahmadrohi. You are the worst kind of con artist. You are a fool. Oh, despicable boy. You have done this deed on purpose." Saying this, Ravana hit the boy hard on his head, but the boy laughed in the midst of his tears. 148. The boy Ganesha said, "I told you already that I was not strong enough to bear the weight of this linga. I am innocent. In spite of this, you have hit me. It is okay. I am going to tell my father on you." Saying thus, the boy ran away. 149. Then Ravana tried valiantly to lift the linga from the ground. He used his 20 arms to twist it and lift it, and with all his might, but it did not budge. The linga did not move one bit. 150. Then Ravana started to hit the linga with his head. The earth trembled, but nothing worked. Ravana's strength began to diminish. By the minute, the linga became stronger and more powerful with every passing minute. 151. The powerful linga thus came to be popularly known as Mahabaleshwara, the Lord with supreme strength. Since Ravana had tried with all his might and his 20 arms to twist the linga in order to uproot it, the linga became twisted like the ear of a cow. Note, Go means cow, Karna means ear. Therefore, the linga is called Gokarneshwara, that is the Lord with the shape of cow's ear, and the place is called Gokarna, that is cow's ear. 152. Ravana, the Lord of Lanka, sat right there in front of the linga and started to perform austere and rigorous penance. He obtained several boons, but never the Atmalinga again. From that time onwards, the place came to be known as Gokarna Kshetra, that is holy pilgrimage site of Gokarna. 158. All the gods arrived and settled there at that place. This amazing legend has been described in detail in Skanda Purana, one of the 18 Puranas. 154. Thus, Namadharaka listened attentively to the stories narrated by the great Siddhaguru. The disciple asked questions and the master answered them and continued the narration. Thus spoke the intelligent person named Saraswati. Thus ends chapter 6 in the Jnana Kanda in the dialogue between Guru Siddha and Namadharaka in the text known as the legend of Narasimha Saraswati. authored by Gangadhara Saraswati in the Marathi language as Sri Guru Charitra, and referred to as Sri Guru Samhita, composed in the Sanskrit language by His Holiness Sri Vasudevananda Saraswati. Om Tat Sat. Mantrahina, Kriyahina, Bhaktihina, Kshamapate. Om Sri Krishnarpanamastu.